They're middle school, high schoolers, and we just talked about the things that us girls struggle with. So I had 3 nights where I really pounded in the message of identity, worth, and beauty. And I do have to say, I mean, I speak a lot of different places. I am honored to do so. This weekend though, Saturday night, and I put this on my Facebook page as well, I truly felt so humbled to speak to those girls. It was amazing. I've always prayed, when I talk in front of people, I always pray, Lord, give me your eyes, give me your heart for these individuals. But that night, I really, truly felt it. And I did, after the message, I went outside and I was just crying. I'm just like, God, why are you mindful of me that you could speak through me? And it was just an amazing weekend of just loving on girls. And so for those that you were not there and those that were there, I want you to know that you have great worth, and that there is a God of the universe that loves you, which is amazing in itself, and you do have purpose for your life. So that was just, it was awesome. It was really great.
Now, I just wanted to ask you to sort of go off of that a little bit, because I think so many times, especially for teen culture, they don't know when God is talking to them, or is using them, or being a part of them.
That's a good point.
How did you know that you were being used by God? How did you know that? Because there's times you've talked a lot of times before, not saying you weren't used by God or weren't part of that example, but there's certain times where I know I was speaking at one time and I stood up and I was shaken and I had to introduce somebody, and then I was up after them and I sat back down and I was literally shaking.
Like out of nervousness?
Yes, out of nervousness. Yeah. It was just a big event. It was a different kind of event. It was at a funeral. It's a lot of people. And then all of a sudden I did a desperate prayer, stood up, and there was this peace, this calmness, this
transcends all understanding.
Yeah, and it was me, but it wasn't me anymore. And it was just a really cool experience. How do you experience that in your life? How does that part? Because I think so many of teens are trying to find that.
Right, I think, and I love how you pointed out the peace, because there is that sense of calmness that happens when you know that God is standing next to you. And we live in a society now where we want instantaneous gratification. It's one of those things where I want to drink some caffeine so that I can have energy. I want to watch a television show that keeps me interested, and that's why you'll notice everything is really quick. It's instant gratification. But with God, it's so different, because it slows us down and it calms our spirit. And there's something about speaking in front of 200 people that would make anybody nervous. But when I got up there, and I literally looked at these girls, and this is not of me, and I can say this completely humbly. I looked at them and I truly felt concern for them. That is of God, because I'm a selfish person. I mean, I am straight up selfish. I would throw my children to a spider just so I don't have to deal with the spider. That's how selfish I am. You know, it's like, sacrifice my child. But to look at someone else and say, man, I have concern for you. That was God for me in that moment. And then of course, I know I read the Bible. I don't read it as much as I should, you know, and I know that I try to plant it in my heart, but there were scripture verses that were literally just popping in my head like, wow, I didn't even know I knew that. And that again is something that God uses. Is we get afraid to talk to people about God. We're like, what are we gonna say? But he even says in his word, don't worry about what the words you're gonna say, because I'm actually gonna speak through you and I'm gonna give you those words. That's another way that God always seems to show up. And just saying those quick prayers of saying, God, I'm really nervous, but I know that this person needs to hear about you. I don't want them to laugh at me. Please just tell me what to say. And that's when those words come out, and they come out so freely. And then you take a look back and you're like, holy cow, that was awesome. And that's why I can never claim that was me. That wasn't me this weekend. I was used, and that's humbling. That's super humbling.
Yeah, I think when you can identify and have compassion, and when you can realize that, I think that's quite unique and a quite great experience.
It really is. It's fabulous.
I'm glad you got to experience that, and I hope you guys at home too get to experience that by putting yourself in situations that are not always easy to stand up. I think so many times we ask, well, why do we have these hard situations? And sometimes God's not really, I don't think it's testing us, but God's saying, you have an opportunity to stand up for me, you have an opportunity to be about me, you have an opportunity to put on this jersey of Christ, this armor of Christ, and you have the opportunity, and then that's when it's really tested. You know, and that's when you can really get to see who God is, and it's not always easy. Now, did you guys do anything fun down there? Did you guys have some? Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about?
Well,
this?
I wasn't okay. So I'm old, right? And I got 4 kids, and so I usually go to bed. Well, I actually go to bed at like 11:30. But I was really tired. So the first night I went to bed, I like cashed out really early. But I saw pictures of what they did, and they did this awesome fashion show with like different like props and everything, and it just looked awesome. And then the night on Saturday night, we did a rave. It was like a neon black light. I got this glow-in-the-dark mustache. It was amazing. I need to bring it in. It was awesome. I do still have it. I'm gonna definitely put it on. And so we were dancing. There was a DJ there. I mean, it just rocked. It was so fun. And so I got to dance and play some of my dance moves with some of the girls, you know. So it was a really cool experience. It was fun.
Awesome. It sounds like a blast.
It was, yes.
I can't wait to hear your Paige's Page a little bit later.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a Paige's Page a little bit later about that. Make sure you stick around. I am so glad you guys are in the chat. We are gonna do a giveaway a little bit later, so make sure you stick around. You guys are awesome, just being able to be in there. We're gonna have another Jo come on here. We're gonna talk a little bit with her, see how her life's going. So that's coming up next, and then I think we got another little skip for you, another little game. So we got a lot coming. So it's always great. I love how now we are doing a little bit more games.
Yeah.
And everyone seems the day before really excited. Like, that's a great idea, because everyone is like, oh yes. Let's all do that. That seems hilarious. Goodness. But then when they have to do it.
Right. I'm lazy by nature. And so now I'm like, I just want to see people make fun of themselves. Now it's like I have to do it.
Yeah, now it's just, everyone's like, oh, I'm not feeling so well. I don't know what to do. Which camera do I look at? Am I supposed to be funny?
That's legit, because this is the first I've been here, people. This is the first time I've been to this new studio. So, like, this is awesome. I hope people that are just checking out this for the first time, this is amazing. This is fantastic. And we should just give a thank you to the people that made it.
Yes.
I mean, it was like 2 months in advance. These people were working hard to get this done.
Yeah, I think, but the problem now is us. I'm looking at different cameras. People are zooming in on weird areas.
Oh,
the lighting, we're still we're figuring out a bunch of stuff, but we are glad you are here with us. We are, because you know what? We're on this together. Hopefully we can entertain you, and I believe we're only going to get better and better.
Absolutely.
That's true, because one day I'm going to know what camera I'm looking at. I believe right now it's the middle one.
You never know.
You never know. And I think it's actually better when I'm staring at a different camera and you get the side shot and I keep talking. I feel like I'm a local newscaster. Hey, with this weather today.
Or the weatherman.
Yeah, with the weatherman.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
We got some more snow coming in. I could have took a wild guess for that. Oh my goodness. So. No, we got Jo coming on. We also got some Paige's Page. We got some more games, so make sure you stick around, people. Yes. Here's some more music from Remedy Live. Colton Dixon with Rise.